Hello and welcome to Solo to Sky. And again, we are going to do playing with Matplotlib part 2. In this previous video, we have learned introduction to graphical user interface on and new library by matplotlib.pyplot. We made a simple program of a line. We make sure that we learned some basics graphs, types of graphs, and we are going to make that graphs in this part. And this is very important. This part is very important because it consists everything. It will clear all your doubts, and in this video we are gonna complete the chapter. So let's start. In this video we are going to deal with different plots. So first plot is our line which we have made earlier. We can see and here it is a graph of curvy graph like a sinusoidal curve. Getting to that previous program that we have done, that adding some attributes to it. That is, one of them is labels, x label and y label. Here x label means here niche down thing, and y label means here this thing. This is a representation of the data. Moving forward with us specifying plot size and grid. So this complete structure, this is a syntax, and using this syntax we can change the figure size with any dimension we do like. That we have made an example here. And the second thing, the grid, making grid is equals to true, looks like this. This is grid is equals to 2. There is we will see grids. Now if you want to learn more settings on the plots, I would recommend to use this video. This is 3 minutes video and you can easily watch, because we have done just simple coding there like this and explained the plots. So not more the deal, the links in the description. Now moving to the scatter chart. Scatter chart looks like this, and if you remember that previous line graph was made of a line using this line and this down there using two data points. And scatter chart, definition of the scatter chart is the data point representation. So using scatter plot we can create a scatter plot using a plot function like this. The noticeable thing is this one, O. This O represent that there will be a circular marker. This is a marker and this is also a marker. There is a circular marker like this on the data point where our data exists, and we'll create a two data point using a plot function. And this is scatter chart using a plot function. We are using plot function there. We will need to know how to create a scatter chart using externally. Let's move to the plot syntax. This is almost a full syntax but not completely full. You know, Matplotlib has many more functions like this. So these are the two datas, and if we want to do, we can use color code for color, and marker type we can use line width for different line width, line style or ls, simply marker size and marker edge color. You can design. I would recommend to use that video link. Now some more examples here. So here this noticeable line that I am using NumPy library and using numpy.arrange. This is giving three values 1, 2 and 3, and these three values are used y as y with line with some bigger one. So this will create three lines with looks parallel, because we have just in the first plot we used 1, then second 2 and then second 3. Now moving to the scatter function. We are going to deal with scatter plots. Scatter plots look like this. This is a random plot. The main basic syntax looks like this: plt.scatter. We use the scatter word, and even two values just like the same, which will create data points. The definition looks like this. This is a syntax. Matplotlib.pyplot. We use alias as plt normally, and then scatter, and then two data point positions, then s as none. S is a marker size to the power of 2, and then whatever we write, it is squared the dot size, and then marker as there are various markers like point marker, pixel, circle, plus, so on. You can use that video link. That video compiles a lot more than things. Then marker style, and using some examples here. So it's a completely scattered plot using scatter function, x, y, and color. This x and y are random values, random integer values from 1 to 100, having size 100. So we are not dealing with that. The thing that we have to deal is the x, y, and the color are completely red colored program. Now moving to the third, bar function. Bar function, these you can already see, these are the bars. There is a lot of bars actually. This is a bar of that previous code. If this random plot is converted into bar chart, so we can easily do things like this, and that is why I'm calling this playlist as playing with matplotlib. So now matplotlib.pyplot, two data arrays, and you can usually see with example like this. Here I have taken a value there, and in PLT bar I have made index and means. Index is a len of means number of values representing these. So we are not going this. There are two data values, and two data values are represented in bars like this. This is a simple basic default color. Some more examples I have to show you. That this is a log x, some values with a log function looks like this. Data points are actually in there, and from the axis the data are converted into bar. There is also a different thing like horizontal bar. The same as an x-axis, there is an y-axis. We have to create that horizontal bar with the function bar h. So just we have to change the bar into bar h, and our program will look like. That's why I'm using the same program for bar and the bar h. Now moving to our fifth function, that is pi function. Pi function looks like this, pi graph, and I'm representing here. Before that, I would like to talk you. This is a syntax. We have to use just a word pi, and then in between them there should be only one data value. There is no need for two data values, but we have to make sure that this data value is in integer or some numeric value. Now labels, I'm using labels for these values representing how much data is present, otherwise it will not label that. Now axis function, I have does not made any graph here. Axis is equals to make that is circular graph. And then this is important thing, autopacity. Autopacity means auto percentage. The autopacity consists of these terms, and every term has a special meanings. This percentage sign is a special character. It will start and end with percentage. This flag I will deal with later. With precision and type. With is a total number of characters to be displayed. Precision is a specific number of digits after the decimal point. Type means integer type, decimal type. plt.py autopacity with different examples, with as 5 here. 5t means integer or decimal, and in 6.2f with width 6, type float, and precision 2. And it will look like this. The flag thing, flag, it will pad the value displayed in the preceding 0 if the digits are less than width in the data here. Now in enter, there these are the values used in autopacity. Make is percentage. Exploding, plt.py x label y explode. This 0.2 makes it explode this one, and everything the same here. Now histogram is a summarization tool for discrete and continuous data. I spelled wrong continuous, I know. Hist, you will using hist, and there is a certain things like x, bins, commutative, hist type, align, mid orientation. I will deal with all. So there is a two data values, bin 10 hist bar, and the output look like this. the same program, the output look like this. This multiple bars is a histogram plot, and in the hist function we have 5 different things: that data array, bins means bin plus 1, edges are calculated and returned, then cumulative, it is a boolean value, true or false, his type, that is what type of histogram will be, that bar stack, step field, orientation horizontal vertical, like in the horizontal or vertical direction. Some of the examples that you have seen already. This is a bar with a bin 10, his type bar, and data values. Then again same data but with a his type bar stack look like this. Then again if step, it will look like this, and if horizontal orientation, it will make a like bar H graph or horizontal bar graph. And one more thing, that is frequency polygon. Watch this video for frequency polygon, it's a 53-second short, so I will also make sure that is in the description. It's not necessary to learn this code, just we have to see how frequency polygon look like. So now moving to our 7th function, that is box plot function. In the box plot function there are 4 things: minimum range value, maximum range value, upper quartile and lower quartile. This thing is upper quartile, this is upper, this is lower, this is a median value, this is the highest score or upper maximum range value, and this is minimum range value. The box plot graph looks like this, and it may be horizontal or vertical. The syntax consists of these 8 terms. This is a syntax of box plot, and this contains the complete syntax looks like this: x, notch, word, mean line, none, everything. X is a data, notch is a true false for notching the graph. I will give you an example for that. Word means vertical. If it is true, then it will create vertical boxes, otherwise it will create horizontal boxes. And the mean line is also a boolean operation, and if it is true, then we will make to render mean as a line and spamming as a full width of the box. And now show box is also a boolean operation, and it's also optional. If it is true, then it will show the center box. And now patch artist, here patch artist, if it is true, it will fill the box with colors. This box will be filled with colors. And this show means it will show arithmetic mean value line in the label, and then label, it lists sequence with labels of multiple sequence mean plotted. Now some examples. This is a box plot, nothing is displayed, only just data. Then it will look like this with one data value. And if it is show means is given true, this green marker will come up here with the same data. And if it is show means is also true and notch is also true, the notch graph looks like this. And if show box is false, there will be no box at all, just a data. And if pie chart is true, it will fill up the colors. Now our 8th and the last topic, plotting with data frame, and there we have 2 topics: pie plot with graph function and data frame plot. Moving forward with let's take an example for pie plot graph function. This is a data frame, and we create, this is a data frame given, these are the values, and here we create a data frame. Now plt.plot, and we make b.index b.day. B is our data frame, and this index value, that is 0, 1, 2, and day 1 we have 74, 56, 59, 69, 89, and we'll create a line plot with that data frame value. If you want to plot the whole data frame, we will just write b, that is data frame name, and we'll plot all the data values present there using data frame plot function, our second part. So using plot function, we write data frame name dot plot function, and with that plot function, we will use kind, and for every kind we have every different kind of plots. For if we write kind is equals to line, it will create line, bar, and similarly. The advantage of using this type of function that it will plot only numerical values and it automatically add legend. I have not talked you legend about, but I will tell you in the end. So output of that previous command that you can see here, plot, I've used with that data frame b.plot, so it will create this output. And here how legends look like. The same data frame is represented but with a legend. Legend is a description of the data frame and you can use with different commands. So one more example, if we use kind as a pie, it will create a pie graph of y is equals to day 3. And I have wondered one thing, what if I remove this y is equals to day 3 and write something else? So I did this thing and removed this y is equals to day 3 and find out that I got error. And then I searched book and made some changes. I use subplot as equals true and will create all the data frame values as a pie chart in a same graph. And this is how we learned to make that video. It's already in our channel, how to learn from error in matplotlib. I would recommend you to see that too. You can fast forward this video, just coding there. So we have done our thing. If you have more queries, you can also message me on Telegram, or this is our notes in our Telegram group. I have notes of every chapter, SQL, societal impacts, pandas, abbreviation, as well as computer networks, and this matplotlib too. So that's it, chapter is done. Now what you have to do is to subscribe and share my work to your friends so that most of your are beneficial. And also watch this playlist. Everything in the matplotlib is present there, and you can watch this playlist contains everything you want for matplotlib. And for IP and computer science subjects, subscribe to Salute to Sky. Thank you very much.